This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
Tonight, the massive tax overhaul and its impact at the local level. From your paycheck to your family budget to important deductions around tax time. President Trump and Republican supporters are calling it a Christmas present for the American people. Good evening, I'm Craig nigrelli. Jenny is off tonight. We've been following the plight of the historic federal tax credit. It helps with restoration projects, including here in Omaha. Tonight, reporter Miranda Christian has this important update.
I spoke with developers who were worried that without this historic tax credit, their projects wouldn't be funded. Many of them can now breathe a sigh of relief that the GOP tax reform bill passed with the tax credit still intact.
The Colonial Hotel in Blackstone is an iconic site. The newly renovated building will now host residents and even the Red Lion Lounge.
Feels like it's a great combination of the new and then the old.
Clarity Development's Tom LeClay is behind the new Colonial Hotel's renovation. He says the project wouldn't be complete without the help of the federal historic tax credit, a 20% income credit to developers.
It's absolutely critical to projects.
So when the tax bill came out and the tax credit wasn't on there, worry set in.
It was very surprising to I think really everyone in the historic tax credit community. This even came up. It really came out of nowhere.
McClay says luckily the final bill heard their cries from the community and the restoration will continue. The only change is the tax credit will be spread out over 5 years, something McClay says could diminish the value.
Thankfully in Nebraska we do have the state historic tax credit. Without that state historic tax credit, it would really probably knock a lot of projects out.
McClay says restoring historic buildings is important to help maintain neighborhoods. And with Omaha's rich history, there are dozens of historic places like the Colonial that are waiting to be worked on.
And it stabilizes areas and it keeps that history intact as well.
McClay says there has been some talk of getting rid of the Nebraska historic tax credit, but he hopes that state leaders realize the impacts that tax credit has and how it helps towns statewide preserve their history. Reporting live in studio, I'm Miranda Christian, 3 News Now.
Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts had this to say about the tax deal. Thank you to President Donald Trump and Congress for working together to make tax reform a reality this year. This work will put money back in the pockets of hardworking families and unleash economic growth in communities across the nation. Nebraska Democrats, on the other hand, are reeling. Protesters showed up outside the offices of Congressman Don Bacon in Omaha, Senator Deb Fischer in Lincoln, and Adrian Smith in Grand Island. They're calling the bill the GOP tax scam.
A lot of these political games that are being played are going to affect people today, right now. And, you know, to buy off a few voters right now with this particular tax situation, I'd hope people will look a little deeper.
Nebraska Democratic Party Chair Jane Klebb had this to say. Republicans decided giving our hard-earned money to wealthy corporations in the form of a tax cut is better than actually reforming the tax system for middle-class and working-class families. Congressional Republicans are promising that Americans will begin seeing the benefits of tax relief in 2018. A key provision, it doubles the standard deduction when you file your return. Weijia Jiang has more on what this bill means to you.
We are making America great again. You haven't heard that, have you?
President Trump invited congressional Republicans to the White House to celebrate the passage of their tax overhaul bill.
It was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun when you win. If you work hard and lose, that's not acceptable.
Mr. Trump thanked GOP leaders for steering the bill into law. They returned the praise.
Something this big, something this generational, something this profound could not have been done without exquisite presidential leadership.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell gave the president a Louisville Slugger as a gift. The Kentucky senator said it symbolized how Mr. Trump went to bat for the middle class. The plan reduces the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. It doubles the standard deduction for individuals and families and also doubles the child tax credit.
The measure made it through both the House and Senate without the support of a single Democrat.
I guess if one were a billionaire like President Trump or a wealthy campaign contributor, You do have a whole lot to celebrate.
There are only two places where America is popping champagne: the White House and the corporate boardrooms.
It's unclear when President Trump will actually sign the bill into law. The White House says he may wait until the start of the new year in order to delay automatic cuts to Medicare and other popular programs. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, the White House.
On that note, Congress does not have much time to celebrate. The House is now scrambling to reach a funding agreement by Friday to avert a government shutdown.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
It is still pretty mild right now, our last mild day of the year, yes, of 2017, because cold air back to the north, sitting over Grand Forks and even around Minneapolis is headed our way. It'll be joining forces with this front out across the west. Some warmer air continues to stay in place here for tonight, but I'm now tracking clouds increasing across the area, dry conditions across the eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. But along the state line between South Dakota and Nebraska, we're starting to see a little bit of a wintry mix beginning to occur over Valentine, back to the west between Sydney. All of this eventually will be working its way to the east and picking up as we go into the early morning. And then eventually we'll start to see some drizzle, wintry mix, and then snow. Right now, temperatures will hold steady here in the mid to upper 30s through the overnight hours. I will have the complete timeline and how much snow we can expect for tomorrow coming up shortly.
Folks in South Omaha are saying the holiday season in some of their neighborhoods has not been one of festive cheer, but criminal activity. From car break-ins to stolen Christmas decorations, thieves and vandals are targeting whatever they can. Reporter Maya Signs on the troubling trend tonight.
People who have lived in South Omaha for years say they are feeling on edge after noticing a spike in crime in recent weeks. This side of this garage has been tagged 3 times in summertime, with the most recent time just last week.
My car's been kind of gone through a few times, but it seems like right now it's really spiked.
Dawn Reed has lived in South Omaha all of her life, which is why it's so disheartening to her when people do bad things in her neighborhood.
Like Christmas ornaments getting stolen out of their yards. I have a lot of friends that live in South Omaha, and they're same thing, cars getting broken into. My parents live in the Brown Park neighborhood. Their vehicles, their neighbors' vehicles, like a lot of vehicles getting broken into.
Just 2 days ago, someone broke into Reed's car.
It was about 8:45, 9 o'clock at night. I came out my front door and my dome light was on in my car. The passenger side door was open and there was a kid getting in the car.
Reed says she yelled at the person she believes is a man wearing black pants and a black hoodie covering their head and called 911. She says he nonchalantly got out of her car and started walking down the street.
Walked all the way down, went down about 3 cars here and went down to this minivan and got in the minivan, but as he was walking, he was kind of looking in the other cars.
But Reed's incident is one of several people told me about tonight. Others in different parts of South Omaha, including near 40th and Q and 27th and Y, talked about windows smashed and attempted break-ins. Several people also mentioned tagging, where areas like 17th and Vinton continue getting tagged. Some businesses near 39th and Q Street, like Gardner Auto, who used to get tagged frequently, have even had kids in the community come and design artwork on their outside walls so delinquents don't tag the building. Police say all of these incidents seem to be unrelated and random, so there's not a specific group or person they are searching for. However, they just recommend people to be extra vigilant and lock your vehicles. Reporting from South Omaha, Maya Signs, 3 News Now.
Also tonight, after months of investigating, the new superintendent of the State Patrol disciplined more than a half-dozen of his employees. They were involved in 2 separate incidents in 2016, one involving a chase in Sheridan County, the other a use of force incident in western Nebraska. Just this week, the superintendent fired 1 trooper, another resigned, a 3rd retired. He demoted or took action against 4 others. Joe Duggan with the Omaha World Herald broke the story and expects more fallout.
The governor announced that he had turned over materials to the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office.
He believes that might include a criminal investigation into some of the conduct and employees. A battle between the Nebraska Humane Society and an Omaha dog owner is heading to court. The animal had severe injuries and was underweight, but the owner claims he feeds the dog. A warning, these pictures are tough to see. They're photos of Buddha, an 11-year-old boxer pointer mix. Animal control officers seized it. They believe the dog is emaciated and has exposed vertebrae. The owner told KMTV 3 News Now Buddha has been chewing on his own tail.
I can get the warrant. It says for reasons of not securing veterinarian care. But yet 2 days before I had him at the vet, I have his antibiotics with the date on it saying I was taking them.
NHS cited Jerry Savala for animal cruelty, care and maintenance. He will be in court tomorrow trying to get the dog back. The Vermont state slogan is freedom and unity, but you are not allowed to do this in Nebraska, even if you're in your 80s and planning to give the stuff away for Christmas. The Omaha World Herald, look at this, has a picture of 60 pounds of marijuana. Deputies in York County nabbed it from a couple in their 80s driving from California to Vermont. When deputies pulled over their pickup, it reeked of pot. Street value, more than $300,000. While many people are hosting holiday parties this time of year, an Omaha couple is serving those who have nothing to give. Every Wednesday, the husband and wife show up at a popular spot in Omaha, the Jean Leahy Mall, and feed the homeless a warm meal. Tomorrow on 3 News Now this morning, reporter Shantae Passmore on the gracious hosts who give without asking the cost. An investigation reveals the Amtrak train that went off the rails on Monday near Tacoma, Washington, was going way faster than the posted speed. Next, how a key piece of technology might have prevented such a crash.
You're watching KMTV 3 News Now with Jennifer Griswold, Craig Nigrelli, Weather Alert Team meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin, and sports with Ben Stevens. This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
Enjoy the Holiday Lights Festival.
And shine the light on hunger.
Bring the family to the NRG Energy Ice Rink in the Capital District now through February 14th at its new location. $8 admission includes skate rental with a portion of proceeds benefiting the Food Bank for the Heartland. Explore the new Capital District and shine the light on hunger. Produced by Mayor Gene Stothert and the Downtown Omaha Inc. Foundation. Presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska with media sponsors 3 News Now and Star 104.5.
Don't keep your health waiting. At CHI Health, expert care is always here, any day, any place, any way you like it. That's care that revolves around you. CHI Health. Imagine that.
Nissan Titan.
It sees what you can't.
Loaded with standard safety features. Hurry, the 2017s are almost gone. Get up to $99.10 off MSRP on the 2017 Nissan Titan. Now as low as $22,700. See Star Wars The Last Jedi, now playing.
Give a man a taco, feed him for lunch. Give a man a Taco John's gift card, and you feed him all of this. Right now, buy $25 in Taco John's gift cards, get a $5 bonus card for you. Merry Crunchiness from Taco John's.
The Superior Happy Honda Day sales event continues at Superior Honda of Omaha. It continues with year-end clearance prices on every remaining new 2017 and every new 2018 in stock. Drive home in a loaded new 2017 Civic EX for just $177 a month. Get special low-rate long-term financing up to 72 months. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. The Superior Happy Honda Day sales event at Superior Honda of Omaha. 4111 South 144th Street, open 24/7 at hondaofomaha.com.
The 3 News Now Mobile Storm Tracker, sponsored by Jensen Tire and Auto.
Boy, this was really bad. Investigators looking into Monday's deadly Amtrak train derailment in Washington State say it appears the engineer did not apply the emergency brake. 3 passengers died and dozens more were injured when the train flew off the tracks. The train's event data recorder shows the train was traveling at 80 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone when it went off the tracks. Look at all this wreckage. Federal investigators say it appears the engineer did not manually slow the train down as it approached the curve.
The emergency brake was automatically activated when the accident was occurring rather than being initiated by the engineer.
Which leads to this. The National Transportation Safety Board is looking into whether the engineer did not sense the danger because he was distracted. There were 2 people in the locomotive cab, the engineer and a conductor in training. There's been a lot of talk about positive train control since that crash on Monday. Investigative reporter Jace Larson is looking into what it is, how it works, and why the technology is not up and running.
This system allows a computer to take over and stop a train if a crash is about to happen.